The year was 1480, and the Mediterranean was a crucible of war. Across its azure waters, two mighty forces stood poised for battle, the Order of the Knights of St. John and the Ottoman Empire. The island of Rhodes, a bastion of Christian defiance against the relentless expansion of Islam, stood in the path of Sultan Mehmed II's ambitions. This was not just a siege, it was a collision of civilizations, a battle for the soul of Europe. Grand Master Pierre d'Aubusson had foreseen the storm. A veteran of many battles, his grizzled features bore the scars of past conflicts, and his mind was a repository of strategic brilliance. His knights, a brotherhood bound by faith and steel, were few in number but formidable in their resolve. The walls of Rhodes, ancient yet strong, would be tested like never before. The Ottoman fleet, numbering over 100 warships, arrived with the first light of dawn. Their banners, crimson with the crescent moon, fluttered in the salty breeze as drums of war echoed across the waters. Pasha Messi, the commander of the Sultan's forces, exuded confidence. He had crushed fortresses before, and Rhodes, he believed, would be no different. His army, 30,000 strong, comprised janissaries, elite warriors trained from childhood, alongside battle-hardened mercenaries and siege engineers skilled in the art of destruction. The first days of the siege were a spectacle of might. Ottoman cannons, monstrous creations of iron and death, rained fire upon the walls of Rhodes. Towers trembled, battlements crumbled, and the city's defenders found themselves in a relentless storm of steel and stone. Yet, within the chaos, the knights stood unyielding. Crossbowmen rained death upon the advancing enemy, and artillerymen fired counter-salvos with precision honed by necessity. Amid the defenders was Sir Gabriel de Comminges, a knight of French descent whose sword had tasted Ottoman blood in past skirmishes. With every breach, he led counterattacks, his blade an extension of divine wrath. Beside him fought Brother Miguel, a Spaniard whose faith burned hotter than any forge. The walls of Rhodes, though battered, did not fall, but the Ottomans were relentless. Using tunnels dug beneath the city, they attempted to undermine its foundations. The knights, ever vigilant, countermined with their own tunnels, leading to brutal underground battles in absolute darkness. In one such clash, Sir Gabriel and his men emerged victorious, collapsing an Ottoman tunnel and burying hundreds alive. The Sultan's engineers, undeterred, continued their ceaseless work. As the siege wore on, the scorching summer sun became an enemy to both sides. Disease and hunger took their toll, but the defenders endured. Within the city, the populace, a mix of Greeks and Italians, aided the knights however they could. Women carried water to the ramparts, and children fetched arrows from the fallen. It was not just a military struggle, it was survival. Then came the Great Assault. Under cover of darkness, the Ottomans launched an all-out attack. Thousands surged forward, ladders scraping against stone, grappling hooks securing footholds. The night sky was ablaze with Greek fire, alchemical flames that clung to flesh and did not extinguish with water. The defenders fought with the desperation of men who knew no reinforcements would come. Hand-to-hand combat raged atop the walls. Blades flashed, blood sprayed, and screams echoed through the corridors of Rhodes. It was then that Grand Master d'Aubusson himself took to the fray. Clad in armor that gleamed under the firelight, he wielded a battle axe with terrifying efficiency. His presence galvanized the defenders, and the Ottomans, though fearless, could not breach the last line of resistance. When dawn broke, the battlefield was a sea of the dead. The knights had repelled the assault, but the cost was steep. Days turned to weeks. The Ottomans, frustrated by their inability to take the city, resorted to diplomacy. Messi Pasha sent envoys, offering the knights safe passage if they surrendered. D'Aubusson's response was swift. He sent the envoys back with a single message. Rhodes stands. Sultan Mehmed, enraged at the failure of his forces, commanded one final, overwhelming attack. Every remaining soldier in the Ottoman ranks was ordered to charge. The very air trembled with the fury of war. The defenders, exhausted but unbroken, prepared for the end, yet fate had other plans. News arrived from Constantinople. Mehmed II was dead. With their sultan gone, the Ottoman commanders hesitated. Whispers of retreat spread through their ranks. And then, as suddenly as they had arrived, the invaders withdrew. Rhodes had endured. The victory of the Knights of St. John was more than a military triumph. It was a testament to the unyielding human spirit. The island, though scarred, remained free. Grand Master d'Aubusson, hailed as the savior of Rhodes, would live to see his name etched in history. Sir Gabriel, Brother Miguel, and countless unnamed heroes faded into legend, their deeds remembered by those who valued courage over fear. For years to come, travelers would stand upon the walls of Rhodes and see the remnants of that great siege. They would whisper of the summer when an empire was halted by the defiance of a few. And though the Ottomans would return decades later to finally claim the island, the memory of 1480 remained, a symbol of resilience, faith, and the undying legacy of the Knights of St. John.